Welcome back to Bophelong. His mission is to equip his audiences with skills for self-motivation and goal achievement. His energetic and unorthodox presentation style has endeared him to many as an advocate and activist of purpose discovery as a key to success. Hector Motivator, better known as Hector Motivator, is one of the most sought-after speakers and coaches in South Africa, and I'm so pleased that he's here with me today. Hector, welcome to Bophelong.
Thank you so much for the invite, Refile. I'm really happy to be here today.
Awesome.
I love the name of the show, Bophelong.
Yeah.
You give life.
Yes.
Just love it.
Awesome. And I mean, I just have to say as a start that not many men guests will come wearing a bright color like yellow for their tie, and I absolutely love it.
I believe that yellow is a color of motivation. You know, on my social media pages, Hector Motivator, Twitter and Facebook, people always see me in a yellow tie. I've got a collection of lots of them. And I really truly believe that yellow is bright, you know, and I believe that when I go into any environment, when people are demotivated and depressed and everything, when I walk in looking this bright, before I can say anything, I think 20% already you are motivated by just seeing a bright color, yellow, you know.
Sure, I couldn't agree with you more. All right, so back to business.
I even have my yellow shoes, but I'm not going to wear them today. Wherever I go, I wear my yellow shoes and I do the Malinga kick, you know. Because I believe that people are just too depressed, you know, so you got to do something extraordinary. Don't bore the audience, you know.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, a lot of motivational talks that, you know, people attend, it's very, you know, it's very serious and it's very calm and somber. And you know, you call yourself the motivational entertainer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because entertainment is part of me. And from when I was growing up, you know, doing the Michael Jackson moves and break dance and disco dancing and everything, and being an MC and saying things and people laughing. Some people actually say that I should go into comedy, and I tell them I'm not a comedian, I'm just a speaker, and people just laugh at the things I say. I don't know why. But I believe it's part of my gifts, you know, what God has given me, that I'm able to do things in an unorthodox way, like you're saying, that I don't just stand there and give a talk. There's dance, there's comedy, there's a lot of things that happen while I do what I do. And I really believe that when you do it that way, when people are happy, it's easier for them to receive the stuff that you bring to them.
Very true. I mean, so our story at the start of the show was Vincent Bones, winner of season 10 in Idols. You know, amazing story. And you know, you teach principles about daring to be different and discovering your purpose. Let's talk a little bit about that.
The story of Vincent Bones, very inspirational. Thank you for that story. And I look at him, and I recently introduced him at a jazz concert where the theme was romance, you know, Valentine's Day. And I asked him, is your surname really Bones?
Like we all wonder.
You know? and that reminded me, his story reminded me of a biblical story about the bones, you know, where one of the prophets was asked, can these bones live? You know, and the bones became a huge army. And that says, you know, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. It doesn't really matter where you're coming from. It doesn't matter what kind of conditions you go through in life. I really believe that if you are clear about your purpose, if you discover that purpose, that thing that you were born for, and that gift that you were given. I mean, look at that young man. He was in the streets begging and all that, but there was a gift inside him. And thanks God, he discovered it. And he managed to grab the attention of the country, and today he is where he is. And I believe it's in all of us.
True, I do believe that too. But here's the thing. Sometimes you actually might have talents and gifts that you discover when you are a child. But as we grow older, social conditioning and just life and things we go through, you know, it's almost like turning down little flames that everyone has inside of us. So how do you motivate people to ignite that purpose and come out and be who they actually are?
One person, you know, as I was still starting in the motivational speaking industry, told me that you can never motivate anyone. You can only inspire them. I think it's just semantics. I really believe that as you're saying, as we grow up, you know, we grow up believing that we can buy a helicopter. You know, you ask your parents, buy me that helicopter, buy me that plane. We really, truly believe it. It's not that we're joking when we are saying that. Now, how do we do that? Unfortunately, or fortunately, life has a way of actually forcing you to do that. That is why I'm saying that sometimes you don't even need Hector to come and motivate you. But people like Vincent Bones and so many other people, you get to be in a tight corner, in a position that forces you to think creatively. There's something about suffering that pushes you to success. Some people, suffering will push them to crime and say, I'm going to steal to my way to success. And they succeed, rob a bank and get something, but how long do they last?
Sure.
But then there are those whose suffering pushes them to say that, you know what, I better start working hard and get out of this condition. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm going to get up and do something with my life.
And precisely as Patrick Mashahwana and Kumo, who were just
the
here,
two gentlemen who are here, very inspirational. Think beyond your current circumstances.
Yeah.
Because you know what, in this life, you will have troubles. In this life, you will suffer, you will struggle. I don't know why suffering precedes success, but you can check any person, including Tate Motsepe. At some point in his life, any great person, they went through suffering. But suffering has a way of, it's like boiling water. It just boils here, and then that's the only way you can get very good tea.
Sure. When
you pour it over that tea bag. You need not lukewarm water, but hot water. So suffering is like that.
Water,
brings the best out of you.
I hear you. I hear you, Hector. I hear you. So, lessons from Hector the helicopter. Let's talk about that.
You have that too?
Well.
It's a very interesting story. Even I, as a motivational speaker, I posted on my page recently that just because I'm a motivational speaker, and all other motivational speakers, I think they will confirm this, doesn't mean that I don't have my moments of feeling down,
of course,
of suffering or struggling. Actually, I believe that as motivational speakers, actually we are thrown the biggest punches in life. I don't know why. I've gone through a situation where I lost my vehicle. Not lost, actually it was repossessed, just to put it in proper way, kicked out of a house at some point, went through terrible situations. Sometimes I would have to go and motivate people while deep down inside I'm going through pain. Now, one day, it was 1997, walking through, browsing through a mall, and I see this little book, Hector the Helicopter. I thought, wow, it's yellow. Ta-da.
I've seen it.
It's yellow and it's got my name on it. So I took it and I read the story. It's a children's story about this helicopter which was feeling down because all these Boeing 747s were flying to Argentina, America, London and everywhere. But Hector the helicopter out just in a hangar or every day. And then Hector the helicopter one day decided, let me just fly out of here instead of having a pity party feeling sorry for myself. And as he was flying, two sailors were stranded in an island. And guess who was designed, who was purposed, whose moment it was to shine. Only Hector the helicopter could hover over a small island, stand still, release a rope and rescue those two people. Boeing 747, brilliant machine, but it cannot do that. It was not built for that. Now, when I saw that story, I used to compare myself to other guys that, I wish I was like that speaker. I wish I was like that guy over there. But then I realized that, no. We all are designed and are purposed for different things in life.
To go on
and that's the meaning of that story for me, that, you know what, don't compete with anyone. You are from a village, Komadidi, don't compete with Vusi Tembekwayo or Billy Selekani and all these guys.
It's
focus on your purpose. And that should go to everyone today, that Hector the helicopter reminds us that we shouldn't compete, we should complete this puzzle of life.
Awesome. Hector, just to wrap up,
yes.
Dinogona. Let's talk about that and just to people to motivate them to say, listen,
Dinogona.
It is Dinogona.
Achievable.
It's achievable.
It's a Shona word. I bumped into that word while watching, because I'm always searching for inspirational stories. And then I bumped into the story of Dr. Tererai Trent from Zimbabwe. And she says that a certain motivational speaker once came into their village and told them, ladies, Dinogona. She was unemployed. She was actually herding the cattle, uneducated, and not allowed to study. The husband didn't allow her to study. At the age of early 20s, she was already having 5 kids. So her job was just to herd the cattle and make babies. But she was told, Tinogona, it's achievable. And today we are introducing her as who? Dr. Tererai Trent. Google the story. Our listeners, viewers rather, can Google the story to see for themselves. So that says to all of us today, it doesn't matter where this broadcast catches you, Tinogona. It's achievable. You can, yes.
And it's up to the person.
It's up to you. Think beyond. I like the story of those young men who were here.
Thank you so very much. It's an absolute pleasure. I'm feeling revived, energized, and everything.
I enjoyed myself.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, too.
As you hear from Hector Motivator, the motivational entertainer, it's up to you. Dinogona. Whenever you discover your purpose, you are bound to ignite and unleash success. A simple, true formula for a life bigger than whatever obstacles you may face. A big thank you to Vincent Bones for sharing his story, and of course to Patrick and Kumo, the duo behind Think Beyond. I sincerely hope Hector Motivator's words also struck a chord with you to dream big, work hard, and never ever give up.